Well,
I got a question for you, Nate. So
he's a big kid too. He's like 6'1".
Here's my question for you, Nate. What is, like, you talk to some recruits and you hear some things sometimes.
Yeah.
What about this coaching staff? What about Norvell? What about these guys, these new faces in Tallahassee that's getting guys, like you said, from a 3-6 season, like, for not from a very good winning season? What's making these kids say, "Know what, man? Even though they're there, I still want to be a Seminole. I still want to wear garment. I'm still committed." What about this coaching staff is making it happen?
If you put it like a bullet point form, the first one is they're relentless. So from through COVID, they stayed in constant contact. Whether it was through social media or the virtual visits or playing Madden, whatever it was, they stayed in some form of contact constantly. They whether it's Norvell or Atkins or Dugans or Coach Johnson, it doesn't matter. Like they're all working on each recruit together. While they have a primary recruit, they're still hearing from every other coach. So when they come on these visits, they're familiar. Even if Coach Dugans is their primary recruiter from Miami, they've already had conversations with Coach JP, with Coach Atkins, with Coach Hagans. So they already had that familiarity with them. And you've been through the process. Sometimes you don't know all the coaches. So
they're being recruited by
the
entire staff,
but
not just
no, it's not just one coach. And then when they get on campus, it's the energy. Like there's just like it seems like it's a genuine energy to that excited for them to be on campus. They're that excited to see them in person, and they just work. They constantly work. They have energy from the time the visit starts to the time it ends. That there's constant. There's always someone with them, whether it's a GA or an analyst or the defensive coordinator. There's always something with them, and they keep it moving. And the big thing is that they all get along. Is what I hear a lot. Is that the coaches, the message is the same. They get along really well. They made me feel welcome. They made me feel like I'm family. I talked to a 2023 kid who's from St. Thomas Aquinas, who has no stars yet, but he's like, they offered me, they're the first big school to offer me, and that holds a lot of weight with me. And they treat me like I'm a 5-star, even though I have no stars. I'm not on any recruiting site, and just the way that they present to me and the way that they're recruiting me, despite that no one knows about me, says a lot. So, and that's what this staff does well, is that they couldn't care less about what a ranking is. They go for the fit of what they see in the defense. And the other thing is that they're honest. Like if they evaluate your tape, like Coach Atkins is real big on offensive line evaluations. Like if it gets you on a phone call or a FaceTime, he wants to go over film, and he's going to tell you straight up, you do this well, I need you to work on this. And they like the fact that they're just straight up, no BS. They're all about that work. And that's been the constant thing you hear, which I think kind of shows these kids that, they really are working to get back. It's not just coach speak. They understand what happened last year and the last 4 years. But, all that combined together, I think, shows a message that, Florida State is a legitimate option, and it doesn't hurt to have a Travis Hunter and an AJ Duffy.
I kid you not. From my own personal experience with this coaching staff, I've met Dellenheim, I've met Norvell, I've met Coach Johnson, I've met the D coordinator. Like, I've talked to these guys just last week, just a weekend ago, 2 weeks ago, at another 707 up here in Tallahassee, and they were hands-on. I mean, they were literally a D coordinator stopped me and asked me if I was coaching a certain kid from Virginia. I think it was from Virginia. I think it was a Christian school up there in Virginia. But his technique, his stance was so wide. But the kid was so talented, so long and strong, and just could run. And he asked me, "Hey, are you coaching?" I said, "No, sir. I'm coaching everybody. I just made the kid narrow his stance up." He was only getting beat on routes off the line of scrimmage because his stance was so wide. He just wanted to look cool and feel comfortable. But the simple fact that the coach paid that much attention from a whole nother field to come track somebody down who had made an adjustment to the kid. Hey, you coaching him? No, sir. I'm coaching everybody. Hey, Karlos. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, if he keep playing like that, just tell him we coming after him. Before we left, they were having a conversation. I guarantee that kid got offered. That kid get looked at. That kid, hey, he got a coach in his ear now. You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely tell that they're hands-on. They want to be hands-on. They want to make kids feel like Florida State's a place where you're wanted. Not just a place to be, not a place just to go to school and play football, but a place where we want you to be here. Like, we want you to be a part of this university, a part of this organization, a part of this family. And so I definitely can feel that. It feels good to hear that.
I talked to a high school coach and a recruit after the mega camp, and it's probably a kid who's not going to get an offer from FSU, but the coaching staff spent like 15 minutes working with him. And specifically, it was Norvell, Dugans, and Coach Thompson. So those three specifically spent 15 minutes working with this kid. And the coach was like, listen, we know that he probably is not going to get an FSU offer. We went because of the other schools there. But the fact that they showed my kid that much attention and were that genuine, I'm taking all my kids there. And that's the payoff. That's the payoff of a mega camp, is that right there. So when this guy has a top flight kid, guess where he's going to take him first?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I will do that back at my school. I expect to bring my kids to Tallahassee multiple times this year during the season when I get back at Ridge Community. I expect to be up here all the time because they're gonna show love. They're gonna be real. I don't expect a lot of kids to get Florida State offers. I hope I can develop some down there. But the exposure kids can get coming to a university where they're gonna feel love, they're gonna feel like, dang, this is what it feels to be at a big time school. Why not give them that feeling? Why not give them that exposure? And that's what a lot of these kids need. I even talk about it now. A lot of kids just need somebody to say, hey, I believe in you. Work a little bit harder. Like, move a little bit harder. Sometimes it takes that.